Hello there. All right. So in this video, in the Fundamentals of Ukulele series, we're going to be talking about 4/4 rhythm and a go-to 4/4 rhythm strum pattern. So 4/4 is really a fraction. It's 4 over 4, meaning there are 4 quarter notes in the numerator. Or I'm sorry, 4 beats in the numerator, and they are quarter notes. That's what's denoted in the denominator. 4 quarter notes. 4 quarter notes. So when you play along to a beat, it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And those are going to be done with downstrokes. I'm just using a C chord here. And the downstrokes are going to be notated with this symbol. And that symbol looks like a squared off lowercase n. That's the universal symbol for a downstroke. Then we're going to start incorporating upstrokes, which look like a V, or potentially an arrow pointing down, which can be confusing because you might think it means, hey, let's play a downstroke, but that is the universal symbol for an upstroke. So beyond playing quarter notes, you could play them as whole notes in a 4/4 pattern, which would be like 1, 2, 3, 4. So you strum up beat 1 and still count through beat 4. Or you go to half notes and go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you start incorporating eighth notes, then you have down up for your rhythm. Gets a little different if you start incorporating 16th notes, but we're not there yet. So it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So no matter what our eighth note rhythm is, you want to be able to just have this constant motion. Sometimes we're going to connect with the strings, and sometimes we're not. So you can further differentiate your patterns by putting a quarter note on 1. You go 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now ultimately we want to get to this rhythm where we actually leave off beat 3. So the and of 2 is a tie-in of 2 eighth notes, which is really like a quarter note. So we leave like a little breather in there, which makes it sound very organic. And it further helps us differentiate our patterns. Say we have the same chord for multiple patterns, like in a 12-bar blues, where we might have 4 measures of the same chord in a row. Or we know just how to play the rhythm before we switch a chord. So for this one, it's down, down, up, up, down, up. And a lot of people will have this problem at first where their hand wants to stop and go down, down, up, down, up, down. And then they force that rhythm. But take your time with it. Just know it'll come. It'll come. Shouldn't take too long at all. Just it's going to take some effort. 1, 2, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up. So the idea is to keep your hand constantly moving, whether it's the fingers or the thumb or the pick are connecting with the string or not. And if you have trouble getting to that third beat and your hand stops at the top, 1, 2, and 4, and to keep that hand moving, try tapping this side of your ukulele on the 3. So 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and that'll force your hand to get down. After a while, you get used to the motion and it'll become muscle memory. All right, so I'm going to play along to that beat using a C chord. 1, 2, ready, go. That's 1, 2, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up. You hear me tapping in there. I'm going to take away the taps after this one. So that's 1, 2, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up. All right, and then you incorporate this once you start getting comfortable with it with chord switches. So you practice like C to A minor, C to F, C to G. Now, if you're having trouble with that, don't worry so much about the left hand, because if your left hand knows the chords, it'll get to them eventually, but you don't want to break the rhythm. So even if I have to pick up and put a breather on the and, or leave off the and of 4, in both cases I'm talking about the and of 4. So if I went 1, 2, and 4, next chord, 1, 2, and 4, that's a C to an F. Or if you hear me come up off the strings and my last upstroke is just all the open strings. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1. It gives it a human element, especially if you hit an A chord instead of an F chord like I just did. But that's the whole idea behind this rhythm. So practice this with all the chords you know, just switching. I'm going to G here, or an easy one would be C to A minor. But here I'm able to talk through this rhythm as I'm strumming, because it just becomes second nature. And this is how people are able to play and sing at the same time, because they just practice that rhythm and their chord changes enough that they don't have to think about it anymore. They can do other things. Alright, so I hope you found that helpful. Hope you have fun with this. This rhythm applies to other instruments as well, especially like guitar, other stringed and fretted instruments, banjo, mandolin, whatever. Main important part, have fun with it, practice it up, don't avoid it, and it should become second nature. See you next time.